This Laura Loomer, I don't know if you know anything about her, but I mean, this is, yeah, I mean, I want to go through the list of conspiracy theorists, but we thought this would be a good week to get the audience to know her a little better. My biggest fear is immigrants taking my job as a right-wing hate monger. I don't hate all brown people, just the brown ones. For example, my spirit animal was eaten by Haitians.
Did you hear about the joke that made Trump's fans lose their minds? Bill Maher cracked wise about the Donald marrying Laura Loomer, and boy oh boy did the MAGA crowd flip their lids. Now Loomer's suing for $150 million, Trump's ranting on Truth Social, and Maher's laughing all the way to the bank. It's like a political circus, and we've got front row seats to the clown show. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Picture this, Bill Maher, the king of late night zingers, is doing his usual Trump roast on his show. He's firing off jokes left and right, and the audience is eating it up. But then he drops a bomb that nobody saw coming. Maher jokes about Trump being so desperate he might marry Laura Loomer. At first, crickets. Nobody bats an eye. I mean, it's Bill Maher, right? He's always pushing buttons. But then, like a delayed fuse, the MAGA sphere explodes. It's as if Maher had insulted their favorite WWE wrestler or dissed their favorite flavor of Mountain Dew. Trump's loyal fans start losing their minds faster than you can say, cough F.
As a child, I had 2 of my Bratz dolls deported. My hobby is refurbishing vintage lawn jockeys. People think I'm all in on Trump, but some of the voices in my head like Jill Stein. I think Michael Jackson faked the moonwalking.
So, what's the big deal? Why did this particular joke set off such a firestorm? Well, folks, it turns out that mixing Trump marriage and Laura Loomer is like throwing a lit match into a barrel of gasoline. You see, Laura Loomer isn't just any random name Maher pulled out of a hat. She's a far-right figure who's about as controversial as a pineapple on pizza, but way less tasty. Loomer's got a reputation for spouting conspiracy theories that would make even the tinfoil hat brigade raise an eyebrow. She's been booted off more social media platforms than a spam bot on steroids. But to Trump's die-hard supporters, she's a warrior for their cause. A digital Joan of Arc fighting the good fight against the evil liberal media empire. So when Maher suggested that Trump might be desperate enough to marry her, it wasn't just a jab at Trump's love life. It was like he'd poked a hornet's nest with a stick, then stuck his head inside for good measure. The MAGA crowd saw it as an insult to both their beloved leader and one of their most outspoken champions.
Fantastic woman, a true patriot, Laura Loomer. Laura, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Every damn day we see another story about illegal aliens going to the Ritz-Carlton, illegal aliens getting free flights, illegal aliens getting free clothes and free cell phones, and someone's going to snap. Kamala Harris gets elected as president of the United States. We are going to have an Islamic caliphate in this country.
And boy, did they let Maher know it. Twitter lit up like a Christmas tree on the 4th of July. Trump supporters were calling for HBO boycotts faster than you can say cancel culture. It was like watching a swarm of angry bees, except instead of buzzing, they were tweeting in all caps. But here's the kicker. In the grand scheme of things, it was just another joke in Maher's routine. He probably thought it would get a chuckle and then fade away like yesterday's memes. Instead, it turned into a political powder keg that had the whole conservative Twitterverse up in arms. Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange-tinted reality TV star couldn't resist joining the party. Yep, you guessed it. Donald Trump, the man who never met a controversy he didn't like, decided to weigh in on Bill Maher's little joke.
It's not anti-feminist to say that in addition to doing everything men can do intellectually, women also have another power. The power of the ultimatum. In the ancient Greek play Lysistrata, women end a war by denying sex to their men. It was the original Bush doctrine. President Hellboy has proved to be impervious to facts, reason, shame, and the law. But maybe if you left him for another man, especially if that man was Mexican.
But here's the kicker. Trump's favorite digital megaphone, Twitter, was out of reach. Poor Donnie, banned from his favorite playground. What's a grumpy Trumpy to do? Enter Truth Social, Trump's very own social media platform. It's like Twitter, but with more MAGA hats and less fact-checking. Trump took to his digital soapbox faster than you can say Kobfefe, ready to unleash his trademark wit. And by wit, I mean calling Bill Maher a low IQ individual. Wow, Donald, did you stay up all night thinking of that zinger? I'm sure Maher is quaking in his comedy boots. But here's the thing about Truth Social. It's kind of like shouting into a void, or using a megaphone in an empty room, or trying to start a conga line at a funeral. You get the picture. The platform's user base is tiny compared to Twitter, which means Trump's insults don't pack quite the same punch they used to. Of course, that didn't stop Trump's loyal army of supporters from sharing his post faster than you can say fake news. It's like they were waiting by their phones, ready to defend their dear leader's honor at a moment's notice.
Toss his boxy clown suits on the front lawn. Just tell him I'm leaving you and I'm taking our child. He would be stunned. We have a child? Now, I know I'm probably dreaming and Melania isn't going to do any of this, but what if she had someone to do it with? Divorce is always easier in pairs. What if you had a buddy, Melania? Mrs. Rupert Murdoch, Jerry Hall. And you two have a lot in common. Your husbands are ruining the world.
Did you hear what Trump said about Bill Maher? They probably whispered excitedly to each other, their MAGA hats quivering with anticipation. But something seemed off about Trump's response. He seemed really annoyed, like Maher's joke had hit a nerve. Maybe it was the mention of marriage that got under his skin. After all, Trump's own marital history is more complicated than a soap opera plot. 3 wives, multiple affairs. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a Mar-a-Lago turnstiles. Or maybe it was the fact that Maher dared to joke about Trump at all. Our former president has never been known for his thick skin or his ability to laugh at himself. He's more likely to sue a comedian than to chuckle at their jokes. It's almost like he thinks being the butt of a joke is beneath the dignity of a man who once had a cameo in Home Alone 2. Well, folks, it looks like Bill Maher's little joke about Trump and Laura Loomer didn't just ruffle some feathers. It set off a full-blown MAGA meltdown. Who knew a simple quip could cause such a ruckus? But here's the kicker. This whole fiasco shows that comedians still pack a serious punch in the political arena.
Cavemen like Trump and Murdoch can't handle one thing, an ego lashing. Rupert has been married 4 times, Trump 3. Some guys just can't be alone. It's like how some guys get used to being in prison. When you're Donald Trump, wives don't leave you, you leave them. He would fall apart if she ever said, Donald, there's nothing keeping me here. I can't love what you have become, and I found where you hid my passport.
These funny guys and gals are like modern-day court jesters, poking the bear and making us think while we're busy laughing our butts off. They're not just telling jokes, they're shaking things up and getting people talking about stuff that matters. Remember Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert? Those dudes were basically political superstars with punchline. So next time you're watching a late night show, remember, you might be getting a better political education than those fancy pants pundits on the news. Who needs a degree in political science when you've got a good sense of humor and a microphone, right? Looks like laughter really is the best medicine, especially for our crazy political circus.